Hi everyone. I hope everybody's doing okay. I just got done praying myself. I asked the Lord to give me the words and the proper things to say that I can reach somebody and help somebody that might need it. And, I always feel good after I've had a prayer session. It's like I have a direct line to God, that I never knew was there. And I know there's a direct line for you too. You just have to be ready for it. Um, we don't always like the answers that we're giving, but lately after what happened, I've been doing a lot of soul searching and a lot of prayers. And I thought I knew before what it was to pray and to be open to it. I didn't. Um, You know that voice that you hear that tells you to do something or that says, "Hey, be cautious. There's danger," or anything like that. That's your soul. Um like I said, we don't always like the answer it gives us, but that little voice or that little thought that we have is often coming from heaven or our guardian angels. I mean, well, I guess they're in heaven too, but you know what I mean. Um those little voices are really important, and those thoughts, however you like to perceive them. I've been following those since I did what I did, and I'm like, okay, well, there's a reason I had that thought, or there's a reason, um, that I picture something in my head, or something's whispering to me. That's my soul, and so I've been listening to that more lately. And I find that every time that I do, good things happen. That it happens to be the right thing, and so I know with my heart and soul that that's a direct line that we have. We just have to listen to it. Whether we agree with it or not, or we're like, I'm not sure I should do something like that. Listen to it and do it, even though it might be hard. God put us on this earth and he never said it would be easy. And if you think about it, I've said this before and I'll say it again. God has faith in you and God has faith in me. And that's pretty huge. We're always praying and having faith and asking him for things, and even people that didn't think that they believe in God. Sometimes in their last moments of life or anything like that, they're praying, "Oh God, not now." Um, that's a prayer, and that's to God. Well, He has faith in us too. He wouldn't have given us our trials that we have to face if He didn't think we could do it. And it's always easier, you think, oh, easier said than done. You don't know how I'm feeling. You don't understand the circumstance. I do. I really do. Um, take a look at my first videos. And, I'm a pretty open book. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I know that these videos can cause triggers. Um, but the more and more you talk about things and the more and more that you decide um, you don't want to deal with it anymore, I find for me, the more and more I talk about them, um, the less triggers that I've been getting. It's kind of like if you don't ask, don't tell. It's always going to be something weighing on your mind. It's always going to be heavy. It's always going to stress you out, or cause you to do extreme things or act in extreme ways that you normally wouldn't. So I just feel, for me and my experiences have been very profound. It's like my suicide attempt was a blessing and a curse. Um, like I said, I still have PTSD over it, especially at night. I'll start to not to be able to breathe real well, or anything like that. But that's something I did for myself, or to myself, and that's my penance. But the more we talk about things, and the more we say, hey, I'm a survivor, I did that, I'm amazing, the better it's going to be. I promise. The less triggers you're going to have. Maybe a word or a sight or a sound may come up, and it's going to probably our whole lives. But the more we talk about them, the more we say, hey, this happened to me, the less those triggers seem to bother us. Okay? You can't just remain silent. And speaking of remaining silent, if somebody is abusing you in any way, shape, or form, remember they chose to be that way. You have the choice not to let them affect you. Don't let them bully you. They might have their own insecurities, but that's not your cross to bear. That's not your problem. That's something that they need to fix. Okay? And you don't need to wait around until they do fix it. You're a survivor, and you've survived worse. You don't need that in your life. You don't need someone bullying you because they can, or, to make some excuse. We all have choices to make. And, sorry, my doggies are in the other room barking. And people say you don't have a choice, or they had a bad childhood. And yeah, it's going to impact us. Or bad adulthood. It doesn't really matter, but you still have that choice to make. And if they say they couldn't help it, that's crap. Okay, that's pure shit. Otherwise, if that were the case and you could use that as an excuse, I would be a murdering, raping, molesting, abusive asshole. But I chose not to be that way. I chose not to have an anger problem. If someone says, like I said, that they can't control it, that's not true. They can. They just want an excuse not to. For whatever reason, it makes them feel good. Belittling others is never a good thing. It doesn't matter. Like I said, you have a choice. And even if you take it one choice at a time to be a better person, you can be. You can be a stronger person. You can overcome it. Our choices aren't always easy. God never said they were going to be easy. But if God has faith in someone like me, that's pretty amazing, And so I have to have faith in myself. I have to listen, because, let's face it, God's never wrong. And if he has faith in me, then I have to too. And I might have to work at it. And every day, I'm like, I'll give it the best I can within my abilities. And don't feel guilty if one day you're able to do something and another day you're not. Sometimes that one thing that you do a day is take a shower. And that's okay. Maybe the next day you'll do two things. Maybe you'll just do another one thing. But it's all progress. And we can all be progressive. Have faith in yourself the way God has faith in you. The way I have faith in you. All you got to do is pray. 5 a day. Take 5 minutes to yourself. Longer if you can. Don't belittle yourself, and pray, pray, pray. Listen to those little voices, those little thoughts, and they will guide you. Until then, I wish you all prayers, faith, and hope. You can do this. I know you can.